Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lineup. Give away a lot of seafood today. Got a special guest here. We're going to talk about a lot of fishing. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking good today. A high getting all the way up to 64, low 41. Water temperature went up another degree. It's right under 57. It's 56.6. So that's a good sign. Should be a good weekend to get out. River readings. Take a look at Apalachicola at Bluntstown. It is, we talked about it all week. It went up there. It's really right at 6 foot. I'm sorry, 8 foot, but it's staying level now. It just went up straight up and then leveled it out. Take a look at the Choctahatchee at Caryville. It's falling very slowly, but it is falling a little bit. You're going to a little bit of falling water at 5 foot at Caryville. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking at a low tide at 8:12 and a high tide at 10:55 tonight. Marine forecast pretty strong. North-northeast at about 10 to 15. Let's go and do our fishing game times today. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. 2 times, 1:30. Let's see, we got 1:33 to 3:33 this morning, and this afternoon, 2 to 4, even time 2 to 4. So good time to get off work early and go out somewhere in the outdoors. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our, I want to say a stranger, definitely one of our familiar faces here on Panhandle Outdoors, Mark Howard.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Mark, great to have you.
Good to be here.
And I know you're a big Alabama fan, so you enjoyed that national championship.
You know, actually, I am an Alabama fan. Growing up in Birmingham, you're going to be an Alabama fan. It's a pretty good chance you'll be an Alabama fan. But you know, this year, football was, if you liked college football, it was a great year for it. I mean, there's some outstanding football games. People won that shouldn't have won. People lost shouldn't have lost. Mm-hmm. It was exciting. It went down. This year, college football went down to the very last second for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, what an awesome national championship game. I just enjoyed it just as a spectator. I mean, not just as a fan. This is wonderful.
Well, you know, for us, we're real good friends with Kirby Smart, Georgia's coach. And, I mean, you know what, I don't think anybody could have lost that game. But
yeah. I don't know if you knew Kirby Smart was from Bainbridge, Georgia, which is 20 miles outside. We always played Bainbridge High School when I was growing up. I always had a big rivalry with them. Always just a good football country.
It is. He's, you know, Kirby's a good guy. Got a great wife, good mom and dad. I've played golf with Kirby and his dad several times before, and just really good folks.
And she was a basketball player at Georgia.
Mary Beth, absolutely, just all world.
We'll start. We got to get off football, get to fishing. Okay, now what's going on? What's going on with you now?
Well, you know, I'll tell you. You know, the real estate business obviously is great, but the tournament redfish season is rapidly approaching, and that's when we were talking. I said, people need to know what's going on, because the Florida Pro Redfish Series, which is now the largest tournament redfish series in the country, is payouts and events, is now guaranteed first place $10,000. And so if you're the Emerald Coast Division this year will be fishing out of the new Sheridan Bay Point Resort and the Bay Point Marina, where the IFA and the FLWs had fished in the past. And you know, this year, you know, typically the Northwest Florida doesn't get 70, 80 boats to fish. There'll be 30 to 50 boats. The Sheridan, as a host hotel, is giving a great discount to the tournament anglers as they come in and stay. But there are already people booking for the May 3rd event. The money is so good, but this year the Florida Pro Championship will be out of the Sheridan Bay Point Resort. This year, the Florida Pro Championship, the winners get over $60,000.
Wow.
I mean, it's big money now. I mean, you know, and they say it's 10 to win. You win $10,000 if you win the regular season event. There's 4 divisions: the Emerald Coast Division, the Big Bend Division down in Steinhatchee. Then you've got the West Coast Division, so pretty much out of Tampa, and the East Coast Division that's between St. Augustine and Jacksonville. But if you win any of those divisional tournaments, first place is $10,000.
That is
cool. Unbelievable. And then the championship. Again, the winners are going to drive. The winners are going to take home a 2018 22-foot Blazer Bay with a 250 horsepower Mercury Pro XS with power poles, about $66,000 rig. You're going to tow it home.
Wow,
that's huge. Entry fees $300. It's really very affordable. The cool thing is this year is that there's also now going to be an amateur division at every tournament. So if you're a father-son like Michael and I, when we started when he was 10 or 11 years old, or when Bill and Dalton, let's say, would go fish, there's a separate division. The entry fee is $50. It's not a lot. You're going to go to the captain's meetings. You're going to get exposed to tournament red fishing. You're going to be there with some of the biggest names of tournament red fishing. The biggest name of tournament red fishing, as you know, lives here, Fred Myers. And Fred Myers and Kevin Van Dam are red fishing. And but you launch the same way, you come back in and weigh the same way, but there's a separate division for them, and it's just a $50 entry fee. I don't remember. I think it's 100% payout to whatever. They're going to limit that to 20 teams. I don't think we'll have 20 teams here, but I'll tell you, if you've ever thought about tournament red fishing, or just want to see what it's like, or just experience it, you know, and there's a lot of glamour, there's a lot of glitz. You know, you're going to walk on the stage, you're going to be on TV, you're going to be in the newspapers, your friends are going to see it. It's going to be exciting.
You know, what's so cool about that? We wanted to get that for a long time because so many people are a little reluctant to get in there with the big guys.
That's right.
And this just sort of opens us like a baby step.
That's right.
And when I saw that, and you were talking about it earlier, I said, this is really good for so many people because, you know, especially as young people coming out of high school and all.
Right.
And to get started as an amateur, and just like you say, they're going to be right there with, you know, same meeting and everything.
Right.
And so
well, one of the things is that, you know, a lot of people don't know the tournament red fishing has struggled in the Panhandle because, you know, we're not in a community with 1 million people that you're going to have 70 to 100 boats every time. We're in a smaller group of people, and there's a smaller pond, so to speak, of anglers to fish. So this will encourage people to fish. And for those who really don't understand how all this came about, Fred Myers and me and a couple of people were sitting around one day talking about, man, why can't there be a tournament series up here? You know, the IFAs they attempted to come back with their Open, which is one of their premier events, had less than 20 teams enter. You know, so we just kind of just threw it around and said, all right, let's try to do it. We put the money up and we ran a little tournament series. We ran the Emerald Coast Division. It was the Emerald Coast the Emerald Coast Professional Redfish Series, all we called it. Then the Florida Pros saw that we were averaging 35, 40 teams and asked, look, you know, guys, if you want to try it, if you think you can get up there and sustain it, we'll let you be a Florida Pro Division. That was last year. Well, this year, you know, Fred and God bless him, and Hallie Burnett, which you've met Hallie, just awesome. You know, all that work and everything paid off, and it led to us they allowed us to stay in, they made us a full-time division of the Florida Pro. Kent Hickman, who's the founder of the Florida Pro, and his team, now they come up, they run it. We don't have anything to do with it anymore, but it's kind of like birthing a baby, you know. I mean, that we got it started, and I'm proud of it. And he asked me this morning to come on and just share this information with you guys. So he lives in Central Florida, so it's hard for him to come up. And so, you know, but on the Winston has some stuff we'll cover in a minute, but you can go on the Florida Pro Redfish Series Facebook page or website, and how to register is there. The phone number to call for information. Kent Hickman's direct line is up there, so you can call him for any questions. But you know, Fred and I were saying it yesterday. We're so excited that we really now get to go fish. It's so I'm so happy about it, man.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, we got so carried away last segment. It's Friday, folks. We got to draw some names. So let's add some names first from Mariana, Mike Grazioso, and also Julie Anderson Grazioso, Michael Grazioso, and Josie Ellen Rydell from Mariana. All these Mariana folks. Appreciate y'all watching. So, Mark, I'm going to let you draw. This is going to be for the $20 gift certificate for Sand Hill Seafood. We'll stir them up really good. We're going to get us a bigger one. Okay, pick us out one, buddy. And the winner's going to be
Bobby Davidson.
Out
of Panama City.
Panama City. Okay,
good job, Bobby.
All right, I'll put you right here, and we're going to draw it in this segment. We don't forget now, we got to draw for Tarpon Rock.
That's right.
That's right. This segment. Let's talk about fishing. Okay, what's going on?
Well, you know, as far as red fishing and inshore fishing, this cold weather in a lot of ways has helped fishing going forward. It really, for the first time in a while, that the seagrass that kind of sits around that should die off and go dormant and grow back has this year. And if you've been out for inshore, the water is pristine. The bottoms are beautiful.
Yeah.
We don't have piles of dead grass laying everywhere like we typically do this time of year. It's everything is done what it's supposed to do. There's redfish everywhere. It's really shocking how many fish are in this bay system, and it's something else. And and you have to have. And for the last couple of years we hadn't had any cold weather, and so finally we've had a real winter, and I think it will do nothing but help the fishing. I think it gives it. I think as far as trout fishing goes, it piles a trout up, for one thing. If you're a trout person, you got to be loving this, because all you got to do is go find some deep holes and catch some fish. And redfish, they're up on the flats. They come up out of that little deeper water at night and they'll sit in that sun and you'll see them with their backs out of the water.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, they get up there like us sitting outside. When I was a kid, my dad would go out on the back porch, sit in the sun out of the wind and brush the dog in the winter. He's sitting in the sun in his T-shirt,
It's fascinating. I want to speak on that water clarity, because I live on the bay up there, and I walk out sometime on the dock, and you think at Econfina.
The water is pristine. It's just pristine. It's beautiful to see it. We live in such a beautiful place. I mean, to have West Bay and East Bay and West Bay, East Bay, North Bay, Grand Lagoon, St. Andrews Bay, the fishing here is so good. We're blessed to be here, I can tell you.
We are, and I'm going to come up with some pictures. What's fascinating, I got tickled at Michael. Michael has sent some pictures of it. He's been duck hunting a lot.
Oh, Michael has got a new passion. He wanted a new shotgun for Christmas, so he got a Benelli for Christmas, which he was excited about, and he has really fallen in love with wood duck hunting, and loves climbing around in the swamp, and it's crazy.
I got tickled to see those pictures, because when I was his age, I did the exact thing. I had this passion for it, and I saw him doing it, and I understood exactly. And we got some pictures here somewhere.
I told Bill Allen a couple of days ago that, between Winston and Bill and all the impact all of our friends had on Michael. Michael grew up waiting with us wade fishing when water was almost over his head. And he's been, now he's a guide and tournament fishes. And
speaking of guys, look here, we got some pictures.
Yeah, no, that was one of Michael's trips about 2 weeks ago. Just big old bull reds out in the middle of the bay. They're everywhere. It's really something. Just a couple of pictures of some trips. There's a picture from last year on the tournament boat, and just was taken. And here's Michael. This is Michael. Great picture.
That is a great picture.
Beautiful redfish, and just a great all-around picture. The fishing here is so good, folks. Yeah. Little Sandhills buck I killed this year, crossbow, and Michael got me back into hunting. I hadn't hunted since I was 19, and
good for you.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
Awesome.
And another nice redfish. The fit, like I say, guys, we're in a great I mean, this part of the world, fishing is amazing.
I get excited just looking at pictures.
Yeah, and I mean, there's another beautiful redfish, and it's just, it's crazy.
Let's mention this now. We're going to start as soon as duck season just ended, so we're going to get Michael back on the show, and we're going to start giving away some more trips.
Right.
He wants
to give a trip a month. And
yeah, we did that last year some, and then we got tied up.
Well, hunting season comes along, and everybody forgets fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
Another beautiful redfish, beautiful spots on that.
So we're going to start giving.
This drum, now folks, I'll tell you, this drum, that thing was a horse. We were sight fishing, just messing around, and Michael sees the water moving. He flips out. That's 10-pound line on a 7.5-foot medium action 13 fishing Omen Green rod. And I tell you, it took a while to get that big drum in, as big as he was. That was at the last Open last year, Michael and I. We, I tell you, I'm just so blessed to be able to tournament fish with Michael.
Fish with his son-in-law. There it is. That's the picture
I just think that's the best picture. He's so
picture.
proud, and he and his group that went out, they limited and just had a great time.
That's just fun. That's another story. Wood duck hunting. Okay, so this is what we're talking about.
Right here, the Florida Pro, and and it's right here. And this is the schedule. You can look at the bottom right. That's the Emerald Coast Division schedule. March 3rd. May 19th, September 15th. Tourists really aren't here. You're going to have the water to yourself. It's perfect times to fish.
That's an excellent time.
Yeah, and the championship here is November 9th and 10th. It is a Friday, Saturday event. In case the money's big enough now, the championship, you got to have an extra day if there was a weather event, so they could finish the tournament. You don't want to have a one-day winner. And this is the payouts, and $10,000 guaranteed. We're here, whether we have 30 boats or 25 boats in the Emerald Coast Division, $10,000 first place is guaranteed.
Okay.
I mean, Kent Hickman, what a great job. I mean, he's a visionary, you know, and here's the amateur sample payout. If there's 20 teams, your $50 entry pays you $500, second place $250. That's just a great thing. And the championship, here's the championship payout. The first place is a $66,000 Blazer Bay. Second place is $10,000. Last year in the championship, a team out of Santa Rosa Beach, a local team, finished second.
Yeah.
And Bobby Weir and Matt Schoen. And
those boys can fish.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, you know what? I got to show these pictures real quick, folks. This is
what a beautiful deer.
Okay, this is a family right here, and it's sent to Amanda Whitehead sent this to me. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I promise I'm sure it on Friday morning. Please share this on your show. This is Miss Jackie, okay? Jackie and her husband, Mr. Dan, and their two sons, Thomas and Lincoln. Miss Jackie killed this monster 8-point. Such a beautiful deer. Girls hunt too. And I can put it on the show. This is her first buck ever, okay?
Wow.
And that is a great picture there. Isn't that awesome?
That is really good
That's
picture.
our viewing area over in Tuloja. And we appreciate you folks over there. And thank you, Amanda, for sending that. I just love that picture.
You spent some time at Tuloja, hadn't you?
Yeah, there's a good shot right there. And he's a preacher over there in Tuloja.
That's great. What a pretty deer. That's a big deer.
Yeah, that is. We're going to draw some names, and after that, we're going to come back, and Mark's going to show you what they've been catching some redfish with, okay? Now, this is Tarpon Rock Seafood.
Okay.
It'd be $20 gift certificate, the first one. All right, pull it out. All right?
I thought I had one, didn't I?
Okay.
Oh, one fell out.
Bob Bigger from Deer Point Lake.
There you go, Bob. Good job.
Deer Point Lake. He's probably out fishing this morning. I've got a wad here. All right, this is a big red snapper. And from East Point?
Susan Hahn?
Susan Hahn from East Point. So we got them scattered out.
No, Southport.
Oh, Southport.
Southport.
I said East Port.
It was
Southport.
folded. Southport.
Susan. Yeah, you moved, didn't you? Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, well, welcome back. We're glad to have you this morning. So here with Mark Cower and all that with the famous Friday fishing report, and we're going to start talking about it. But before we get into the lures and all they've been using real quick, I just, in general now, fishing's been good.
Yes, it has. Fishing has been good.
And different places, I got a good report from Apalachicola Bay System, Chartasia Bay System, up in West Bay done real well. East Bay, Cooks Bayou, and Sandy Creek has been well. All of those, I've seen some good pictures this week. So in general, just a good overall view. And here's some notes I wrote. But let's look at some of our baits that y'all been
All right,
using.
well, I'll tell you that a couple of the baits that have been working really, really well is like this Z-Man. This is a Z-Man watermelon with a chartreuse tail. Now, the thing is about this time of year, you have to slow down. You have to realize the water temperatures are in the morning are really close to 50 right now. So what has to happen is that you have to slow everything down. When you know you've got fish, you've got to slow it down. These fish are not, they're cold water, it's cold-blooded. They're not going to go chase things down. But so you have to slow down, give them a chance to feed. So something like this paddle tail right here, you want something that's a little darker, but it's also got a bright tail. When the sun comes up, you want to go to lighter colors. More neutral colors, the brighter, hotter the sun gets. But I'll show you something that's really cool. Z-Man has this new head, this jig head called a snake locks. And what it is that the jig head or the weight part of it, I dropped it, is cool. Free swinging.
That's
so
cool.
In other words, what you get is, so I'm going to rig this real quick, won't take but a second.
Now, why didn't we think of that, Mark?
Well, I can tell you, Z-Man's the fastest growing bait company in the world right now, and that's why they're thinking they're thinking outside the box.
What a simple idea.
Got a little keeper, so it won't slide down. You just take it and hook. I did this backwards so you could see how it's supposed to look. When you go the other way, you can't see the hook so much, but that swings free. So when this swims, it's really swimming. When you put it on a typical jig head with a lot of paddle tails, it doesn't get as much action. Right. But I'll also show you the great thing about Z-Man baits. I can sit there, pull that right off and re-rig it.
Okay.
It's magic stuff now. This is something that came out last year. It's Eye Strike Fishing, which they were Ralph Phillips Inshore. They make a bait. Their jig heads have this bigger eye, so it looks more realistic. This is another really, really good bait right now to jig head to throw this time of year. So you just rig it, you rig it on, But this one, you can see how hard it is to get it up over those keepers, because once it's up there, it ain't coming off. So what you got, it's a weedless head. So as a weedless head, what you have with this I-Strike fishing weedless head, you have a straight line. When your line comes down and ties down, when it's swimming, it swims like this. When grass hits it, it just slides right off the bait, or it comes across the top, slides right off. It's a great, great tool to have in your toolbox, because when we get into more of the summertime, we get a lot of grass. This time of year, you can get in something like Sandy Creek, as he was talking, or over toward Watepo, any of those where you get a lot of current coming out. Tide will take grass floating in and bring it back out. You can still fish, throw a weedless head like this, you can, or you can throw the new Snake Locks head. One more thing I want to show you. This is cool, man. This is really cool. Strike Pro makes these new baits. It's called a hunchback, and I'm going to take it out of the package and show you. I'm going to leave this with Winston. He's going to be able to throw this.
Cool.
This is a wake bait. So what this bait does is you can hear how loud that rattle is. But when this bait swims, it swims hard. I mean, it vibrates really, really hard. This is a really good bait to throw when it's cold, because you don't have to take it really quick. You can go slow. It creates so much noise that you do still get reaction strikes even though the water's cold. In the summer, when you want to throw a top water and there's grass on top, you can throw this, it'll get just under it. You still get the same benefit of a top water. That's called the Hunchback by Strike Pro. That is a new bait, and I will tell you, that bait is going to take the inshore industry by storm. This was designed and tested in Texas, which the fish react just like they do here in Louisiana. It'd be a little harder to fish that in Louisiana, I think, because of the dense grass. But here, this is going to be a great bait to throw right over the top of the grass and work it back slow. And I will tell you, the redfish will jump on top of each other to take it.
Well, that all sounds good, Mark. A lot of good baits right there, and we've got about 45 seconds left, so it's about to take off as far as the fishing.
Yeah, the fishing is good. Again, to slow down.
Yeah.
In the mornings, you want to look for dark bottoms a little bit. As the sun comes up, those fish are going to go ultra shallow. So just get as shallow as you can get. Put your power poles down, sit quiet, and pay attention. Those fish will mull around and just wait. And if you push a school of redfish off, sit and wait, they'll come back.
That's the key thing. You're going to spook them. They're easy to spook.
They are, especially this time of year.
And wait on
they'll
them.
coming back, I promise.
Time and time again, they'll come back.
That's it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for having us here. Everybody come out on March 3rd at Bay Point. That's going to be a great tournament. Y'all amateur guys, come fish.
And we'll talk more about it as the show goes on. We've got to wrap it up, folks. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We always appreciate the viewership. Do something good today for your fellow man. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.